Welcome to the Mobile Notary Show. My name is Kathy Holliday. I'll be your host. I am the CEO of Mobile Notary 24/7, and I want to thank you in advance for joining me today on our discussion of just some signing agent tips when it comes to successfully completing a split signing. Now, the definition of a split signing is, you probably guessed it, it's exactly what it sounds like, a split signing, meaning that the husband and wife are either out of state or in two separate locations. So you will have a first notary and a second notary. I just took care of a split signing, and I was the second notary. I so much prefer to be the first notary. But I was the second notary, and since the two parties are in separate locations, the first notary, in my case, was located in Iowa. So the wife was in Iowa, and the husband was here in Arizona. And the documents needed to be signed on Thursday, but the wife was not coming in until Friday morning. So in that case, she signed on Tuesday afternoon. Now the problem started when the notary was not able to make the shipment for Tuesday afternoon. So, and as I shared in my previous podcast, there are things that the notary should make sure that she's aware of in her city that she lives in, or that she does the most notarizations. Now, I am aware of my pickup times for UPS and FedEx in my city. Now, I'm also aware of the pickup time in the city, in the surrounding cities. So if I know that a notarization needs to take place the next day, I'm either going to do one or two things. I'm going to let the signing company know that the pickup time for UPS is 3 o'clock. If you have this signing scheduled for 2 o'clock, there's no way I'm going to make that 3 o'clock pickup. So is it okay with you that I call the borrower and possibly ask them if we can move it up an hour? So if we set our time for 1 o'clock p.m. and we finish up at 2:15 at the latest, I am able to travel to UPS to be able to have the documents dropped off before the UPS guy picks up. Because the importance of that is to make sure that the second notary receives the documents in time. So now let me share with you what happened with my split signing. The notary was not able to drop the documents off in time. So instead of me receiving the documents on Wednesday for my 8 a.m. signing on Thursday, I did not receive the documents, or was not scheduled to receive the documents until 4:30 on Thursday afternoon. Now, we were scheduled for 8 a.m. But even though the documents were sent priority overnight, FedEx said priority means it'll get there before 4:30. Otherwise, it won't get there until the afternoon, or to the evening, excuse me. So it gets interesting, because even though the documents were not going to be delivered until 4:30, not after 4:30. When calling the borrower, I had to let them know that I had other signings already scheduled for 4:30 and for 6 o'clock. So I would not make it to him until after 7. Not knowing that FedEx had issues with this shipment, and the documents got rerouted somewhere else. So instead of getting here at 4:30, they were routed somewhere else at 4:30 and then had to be brought back to the hub. And in order for me to complete this signing tonight or that Thursday night, I had to travel to the hub to pick up the documents and then to travel back to the signer to have them completed before 12 a.m. that night. So that was a challenge in itself right there. So if you are in a split signing and you are the first notary, please make sure that you get the documents shipped out before the pickup. Now, in my case, pickup is at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock for FedEx and 3 o'clock for UPS. But guess what? If I know those documents need to be sent out and I can't get the borrower to move the time up, I'm then going to share with the signing company. The borrower says that 1 o'clock is not good. We're going to have to stay with 2 o'clock. Now, if the next if the next notary needs the documents tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to travel about, and you list how many miles you're going to have to travel. So there's going to be an extra travel fee for me to get these documents, because if I drop them off at FedEx 22 miles away, their pickup is not until 5:30. And I guarantee you the signing company says, "Oh, Kathy, thank you for thinking this through. Yes, we will pay you the extra travel fee if you can just get those documents out." So the notary will receive the documents tomorrow and they can take care of the signing the following morning at 8 a.m. So in going that extra mile, that just shares with the signing company that you are very dependable, you are very accurate, and you are there to have this signing completed on Thursday morning. It shows that you care. So I always go over and beyond what it is that I do as a notary. I have 51 companies that I am contracted out with. 51 companies that keep me very busy. But you build your brand as the years go on. You build your dependence, showing how dependent you are as the years go on. It shows how reliable you are. It shows how professional you are. They send out evaluations all of the time. Understand that. And the signers are going to answer the questions. Was the notary professional? Was the notary on time? How was the notary dressed? Was the notary pleasant? They're going to ask those questions. They ask them all the time. So when you having to take care of your signings professionally, that gets back to the signing company, and then they're either going to be pleased or not so pleased. So that's a split signing. I just want to make sure that sharing with you, when you handle both signings, so when you handle both signings, you should clarify with the contracting company when you receive your confirmation. You should clarify with them that you are expecting to receive 2 separate fees, and that's what the signing company actually shared with me. They said that, Kathy, if you go out and pick up these documents, we're going to give you X amount of extra dollars because we know we're putting you out of your way. You're going to be working late, and we just need to make sure that this signing is completed tonight. So if you were to take care of a split signing and you were the notary for both first and second, that's fine. But just remember that you're going to ask for a confirmation for both signings. So let's say that you're getting paid $100 for each signing. The confirmation page should say $200 for both of the signings that you're going to take care of. Now, one last thing that I want to point out is the first notary when the first notary is notarizing, let's say, the deed of trust, the DOT. In other states, it may be called the mortgage. When the first notary are taking care of the notarization for the deed of trust, they're going to make sure that they put a line through the husband's name because the husband is not present at the signing. And then they have to put their initials. You're only going to be notarizing for the person that appeared in front of you at that particular time, on that particular day. So that's going to be for the signature affidavit. That's going to be for the DOT. And then when the documents come to the second notary, the husband will have their own specific signature affidavit. But when it comes to the DOT, the deed of trust, the second notary is going to have her acknowledgement page. She's going to have her own acknowledgement page, which is something I shared in one of my previous podcasts, that you should always be prepared and carry your acknowledgement page with you. I had a total of 20 acknowledgement pages in my briefcase. I used 10 for that one signing. So I had to have 10 acknowledgement pages acknowledging that this particular husband appeared in front of me on this particular day, and then I make sure that I put the acknowledgement page right behind the notarization page from the first notary. So you want to make sure that you carry your acknowledgement pages so that you are 100% prepared to take care of any notarization. Okay? And for the second notary, what one of the signing companies allowed me, and this is only because I asked, instead of actually doing a individual acknowledgement page for each of the title company's notarizations, I asked, can I do one acknowledgement page for the signing company's docs? And they said that was fine. You have to check with the signing company. So one of the signing companies that I work with, each document, each signing that I take care of, they actually have let's say there's at least about 17 pages. And out of the 17 pages of acknowledgments and tax indemnity, there's a total of maybe 8 notarizations. So on my specific acknowledgement pages, I go that extra mile. At the very bottom, it says, what was the name of the documents? I put the title company documents. So let's say that it's Mobile Notary 24/7. I put Mobile Notary 24/7 documents. At each page for Mobile Notary 24/7 is actually there's a letterhead that they have. And each one of those pages, they ask you, well, what was the name of the document? And then how many pages was it? So I put the total of 17 pages. What was the date? It was today's date. So now that's telling them that, oh, this is acknowledgement for all 17 pages of the titles company's documents. And then for the DOT, I put that there was 19 pages. This is a deed of trust. Never use the acronyms when it comes down to your acknowledgement pages. I put the deed of trust, and then I put the date. The next one was the signature affidavit. The next one was whatever it is, I put that down so they can decipher which and what pages and my acknowledgement, how many pages is it. So I do hope that you found this very helpful. Please feel free to share and like my podcast. I welcome any comments that you may have. My name is Kathy Holiday. I am with the Mobile Notary Show. Until the next time, have yourself an awesome and blessed evening.